Alright, today and tomorrow's plan, get everything sanded and ready for primer. And documenting here, I want to show what the other rocker looks like. I think in the last video I just posted, that was all done. But this is this rocker. And like I said in the last video, this quarter, new quarter comes in right here. And that's all part of this. And had a little wave right here. I'm trying to just straighten it out as best you can. They didn't put any filler or anything from the factory, but I'll do the same little trick here. As I look down that with my one eye closed, heck, there might be a little bit of a raise right there on this one too. I don't know, it might need a little more work than I think, or that might just be the where this flashes out or flares out a little bit, because the other side does pretty drastic as well. But I'll sand that U-pole filler out of there and hopefully be pretty straight. And then I got the whole underside of the car to sand and then prime these areas that I went back through. So I've got to soften this edge of this door too, because that's pretty much like a razor blade as well. So I got the weight out of the doors, so they're actually sitting up now. So no more rattling around, and I'm gonna hit this blocked one more time after I had 15 sledgehammers in each of the doors to get the 30 pounds for the window weight to hold it down, so my body line was right. So now when you look at it here, let's try not to crush that. So now when I pop this door, it actually sits up like almost maybe an eighth to a quarter or so higher, because it doesn't have all that weight in it. So we'll get that back, then we'll get some primer, and then final prep. And I mean, everything, every single thing needs to be sanded. Oh, there's a bare spot of metal there. I might just take the primer around. I think that's where we sanded off one of the wire holders or something. But yeah, we'll go around the whole dang thing. My tripod's killing me here. We'll go around the whole thing and get everything slick and smooth, and then we'll start the whole painting process. Seal, paint, clear. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna change to red in the next month or so. Okay, so here we are. 10 minutes earlier, you saw I was getting ready to do everything. So I loosened the rotisserie, took this fender off, and even though my doors, Pop's little invention that has worked quite a few times.
Yeah, you bring these up with a big clamp
and clamp your
the door.
doors to
and you can
that.
clamp them out a little bit if you want to paint.
Yeah, so I've loved that invention, but this time I took this fender off. It was loose enough on the rotisserie that it rotated, and that clamp came off, and now...
And it has done what we've done to about every car we've tried to do.
Yeah, so it slammed down on this corner, so now I've got to pull that back up and put more Bondo in it, because I've already done that once to both doors because I'm an idiot. So that's what I'll be doing for a minute.
We didn't do it to the Challenger.
Yeah, we didn't do it to that.
We haven't done the Daytona tribute yet, but we did it to the Mustang.
I think your Mustang, maybe. Oh gosh.
That car more than once.
So now I can rotate it all the way upside down around and work on the rocker, which was my intention.
Yeah, got doors off, fenders off.
Now I got to fix the door.
And
Fun
the rocker.
times.
But that might be all you got left to fix before you final scuff up and
Scuff, seal.
seal.
Okay.
So.
looks pretty nice and shiny. Hopefully I can capture that and see it later. Hey, Pop, come here and look at this line. That looks pretty wiggle free.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lights in it.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks great.
Alright, watch this. Sorry, tripping you. Oh. That looks good. Mainly that transition. From right there. Yeah, I know, I ran it because I had it sideways.
That looks good.
Yeah, that
transition too.
That finally looks like it curves with the body. I mean, I got to run to sand out of it now, but. Cool. Like that. You want to grab the camera, come to the other side?
Yeah.
I just have a little paint left and I want to hit that rock. Oh, that light went out.
Wow.
Alright, now to our favorite part is inspecting. I'm just gonna do the light that I can see. You can see the frame brace there. It's far from perfect, but way better. You can see this bumps up right there. And then this is the frame in the back.
Okay.
But this does dive down.
Yep.
I think I am gonna fill that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check the other side. Oh, let's look at this. Aside from my run, you can see my run.
Oh yeah, you can see your run.
Oh, it's got pinholes in the primer I just sprayed. You see the pinholes show up?
What's this?
I think that's just a little discoloration from where the filler ended, and maybe other filler out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, something pinholes sprayed in that.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe it wasn't perfectly cleaned. I mean, I wiped it all before I sprayed. Some gunk in it there too. I'll go from the other side. And then I put some primer on that dot that was on that door. And this line looks pretty good.
Okay.
And that's got a couple bumps. It's still a little bit wet, so it's not shining exactly perfect, but that body line looks way better. Oh, little something there. Oh, that is the bare metal.
Yeah.
I remember.
Makes it look different.
Yeah, it makes it look a little funny, but I might throw.
Nicer than the factory.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm gonna scuff this and put another coat of primer and then just block sand it down. And I think I'll be happy enough. I mean, it is the bottom of the rocker we're talking about here, but it's still too wet to really see. I'll come back out later and look at it. But way better. also just kind of wanted to test the gun again to see how this new one sprays. So testing closeness, speed, all that. Let me hit this again.
Yeah, we didn't put any over where you welded.
Let's turn it down, I'll get it. I'll hit that side.
That one and that one.
It's all got to be cleaned up. I don't have time for that. Well, let's clean it up and scuff it and we'll sand it. Okay, after further review, I looked at the footage last night. You'll see I go over, I mess with the height of the door, and I dropped the clamp inside. I didn't clamp it back. And then I immediately went around to the right side of the car, pulled the fender off, the car tipped over, and the door slammed down. So I think I got it pretty much pulled back into space, and I just put a little skim coat on it again because the Bondo had a little crack in it. So I want all good Bondo on there, all solid, no cracks in it. So we'll go from there today. Okay, sorry about the wind tunnel here, but another thing we found. I guess this door got dropped. I don't think we ever dropped this.
No, I don't think so.
But, or got crushed, or forklifted, or something. So I gotta pull that out because I think on the Chargers, the door panel fits in this cradle, and then the big, like, pad goes across the top with a chrome piece in there. So that I think is going to be seen. So I got to do some hammer dolly work and see if I can get that pounded back up straight.
Yeah, do your weld thing and your
we could do that.
spot thing.
All right, I just got to sand it down to bare metal so we can pop it out.
Yeah.
I was just going to dolly from the back side.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I didn't realize you could get to the back side.
Yeah, we'll see. Alright, as you saw, we used the slide hammer. Now this is pretty flush. When I popped it out, this one just kind of twisted off. That little stud I welded, this one put a hole in it. So I got to zap that with the welder. And then that's just a little crevice I might try to tap with a dolly. But then I'm just going to put filler since all that's the right level now. And that's really the only bad spot I feel there. So I'll do a little weld, do a little grind, do a little fill, and then this will actually look good when you kick open the door. I know I'll see that every time if it's damaged like that, so. Yeah. So cleaning up all the back sides of everything to, what did we say, 220 to 320 pop?
We use it, yeah, 320. And then to be nice smooth because all this powdery brown stuff is just
all that's
oversprayed,
overspray because I sprayed the back sides of my fenders with the actual paint. I'm gonna paint the car.
Right.
What, three years ago, something like that. So
now it'll be smooth again to get the sealer on it, and then it'll get painted red again.
seal, couple coats of paint.
Yep.
Couple coats of clear, and be done with all the inside. And all the bottom and all the inside of the car. So we might be sanding for 3 days on this dang thing. Who knows? We'll see. All right, you can see my little hole. I welded it. I just ground it out on the time lapse there. That's all pretty dang flat now. I just have a little dent right in there that I'm gonna try to put the dolly in the backside and tap a little bit on that, and then this will just get filled and should be good. Quick repair. Well, what I was thinking is taking the pictures that I had when we took it apart. And I guess the door panel is white, this top panel is white. So probably stepped down at least into here. All this is white. I wonder if this is body color or white.
I bet it's white. That I don't know. You're gonna have to look at those pictures.
I think we took some detailed pictures in the prequel video that showed all the pictures that I had of the car.
Yeah,
but I wonder if
this is white.
Yeah. Then we may have to do the sealer on all the backside and under of everything.
Yeah. Seal all
then
this.
Paint the white
Where it's going to be white, and then back tape.
Back tape that, and then paint it red. Pull tape and clear all the backside of everything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Most likely.
Okay, we'll see. This turned out really well.
Yeah, dude. You just gotta sand it.
Just sand it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
It only takes what, 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, so that should be. It feels the same height and everything as I go across this.
I did.
And I just chunked out everything that I didn't want to try to work on later. So just inside this little valley, which it feels like it's just got a little bit of a whoop-de-whoop to it. So we'll whoop-de-whoop it. Should be good. Then I got to figure out how to back tape everything. But I guess for today's purposes, just scuff everything down to 320.
Yeah.
Get all those. You can hear the scuffiness to it from all the overspray, especially his, because this has been oversprayed.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on part that doesn't.
Oh yeah. That's not bad.
Didn't get as much. But yeah, all this, they're still got to be blown out so I can see where I'm going again.
Yep. Cool. I found another issue. The AMD doors that I bought, this panel or like whisker mount area, door drip guard, whatever you call it, this was just kind of free flapping here. So I welded this, and then as we were sanding everything, getting it ready, you can see I kind of booger welded it on there. I'm just grinding all that down to where that'll be flush, just like all this is one piece of metal here. So clean up on aisle 3. Okay, that looks way better. This is just all smooth coming across there. Me likey. Nothing to catch on your shirt as you're closing the door. Cool. All right, two more things we found. For some reason, this was all like dented out. I don't know if it's because I've had sledgehammers and stuff and chains in there for a year, but this was really banged out. The other door there is really flat here, so I didn't want this to be bad after paint. And then these two dimples where this welds in, I put a dolly hammer, the point on those two, and smacked the hammer with another hammer. You may have seen it in time lapse, I don't know. But now that might just be just a little low in those two dots. So I sanded it all. I'm gonna throw a little filler in it. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, Pops just found this in the door.
It is
Hard,
sandwich.
hard piece of metal sandwiched. Doesn't look threaded at all.
No, it's brand new.
Yeah, it
just
looks
laying
like
in the
it's
door.
got that coating in it, but if you know where that goes, let us know,
I mean, it
because
looks,
I'll be putting the door back together in 6 months, and I want to know where that goes.
they can slide over something that matches up with one hole, but I don't see what the purpose would be.
Yeah, me neither. All right, moving on.
Oh, maybe you're, no, I was gonna say, a cable goes through there and it gets tight, like a remote mirror, but that's awful thin for that.
Well,
Okay.
that's the drivers that would have had the remote mirror on it, because it came factory with the holes for the mirror.
Where's
So
the mirror hole?
over here on the side.
Okay,
That's the
okay,
driver's
right
door.
there, yeah.
Could be, could be.
I think that maybe is where it goes.
And the passenger, I just drilled out the holes for it, so could be some sort of grommet for the wire to go through. Does it look like a clip-on under there?
No, it doesn't really clip on.
Okay, yeah, if you know where it goes, where it came from, let us know. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, from when I painted these, there were some chips here and there that I wanted to sand. You can see the green etching primer beneath the gray primer that I painted these, and then just paint and clear one over the top of them. But pretty much every nook and cranny, everywhere behind, everything feels really slick. And that's what I want.
Ready to seal.
Yeah, hopefully everything, oh, a little bit of, I gotta rub that a little bit.
Wash down with
But yeah, it sounds really coarse when you start. When you've got overspray on everything. Yeah, that's slick now. Yeah, everything, all the weld holes have been sanded into, so the back should look super nice. And then Pops did all the door. There was a little dot here, which he sanded out, and that feels perfect now, so there may have been a little dent. And then these that I pounded in look great too. So I think the dots were like right there. You can see it looks a little more filler in there, but we just went out a little bit far. And it may not be absolutely perfect, but ooh, you hear that? You didn't get that edge good.
You must have missed that.
I must have missed it, yeah. All right, so doors and fenders are done. Okay, so that was probably 4 hours doing the back sides, every nook and cranny, and using a combination of every tool we have to get into every nook and cranny. And I'll probably cut down the time lapse a lot because there was a lot of time lapse of us doing all this. And every little break that I took kind of showed different things that we found as we were final prepping this stuff. But now I got the whole bottom side of that, and we're not going to worry too much about the body right now because I think pretty much the body's 95% there. It's just, I mean, you can hear that. Everything needs to be scuffed. It's got so much overspray from, I'm a crazy overboard primer person that I do 18 layers of primer and sand it and probably waste a lot of material, but I want it to be super straight, and all this has overspray everywhere. So we'll clean it all up and then we'll get it all sprayed white. And I don't know, that might be a separate video. I'll do in the bottom, and then we gotta roll it up and do all the door jambs and all the inside of the car, which I may not film a ton of that because it's just us doing this for probably another 10 hours on the inside and out, so who knows, we'll see. But anyway, that should be the end of final prepping for all of the first stages of painting, and then I'll start a new series with all the different steps that I'm going for doing stripes and clear, and I think I'm doing some sort of a pearl, something clear in the clear here, and then like back taping that, back taping the body, doing pearl in the clear just for the white stripes. I think that I want a little shimmer in the stripes on the hood and back here. So I have to back mask everything, spray those, pull those, and then clear the whole car. So it's going to be a process, but it should be something that if I film it right and get everything captured like I want to, should be a nice, easy way to follow. And I look to everybody for advice on how to paint and hear a lot of touches of good things, but I'd like to have a comprehensive, here's the steps that I do step by step. So you might get a lot of filler footage that doesn't matter to you, but hopefully you key in on something that I say that you go, hey, that makes sense. So that's why I'm doing these videos, and also for my own documentation purposes of seeing everything that I did to the car, all those nooks and crannies. It may not be important to everyone to see, but that's the level of detail. I don't want to look inside the door jamb and look down in the corner and see a bunch of crap caked up in there like a lot of restorations have. There's great ones out there that don't. This is the time they take and all the man hours that goes into every nook and cranny. Clean, perfect, slick. That's what I'm going for. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Addendum. Una mas. If you see something in this footage, it is Sunday, the weekend before 4th of July. So the 2nd, tomorrow's the 3rd, Monday. So the 3rd and the 4th of July, I'll be out here doing all of this work. But if you've seen something in my final prep that I didn't do, like a booger somewhere that I missed, email me, ClarksPlace@yahoo.com. I want to make sure I get everything done. So watch the video. If you see something, point it out to me. Thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, fun fact about Dodges. Pops was looking at this, and this is welded on from the factory, and then he looked at this, and he's like, why is that bolted on? Well, this is an RT 440 dual exhaust car. And if you look at this 318 car, only one hanger, and there's little dimples where you could drill those 4 holes out and put. So every car came with that on it, and then you could drill out for the 440 and probably 383 cars and all of that. But that was something, just comparing these two cars. He's like, I don't think I've got 2 of those. Exhaust hangers, dual exhaust.
I'm gonna look up and see how much they cost.
Okay, let's see. Continuing sanding for 2 more weeks.
Be beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. So I was gonna do another video on all of this, but pretty much Pops was sanding with his hand all the little nitty gritty places you can't get, and I was pretty much using the DA. And you could take on all those ribs. I could get right up to both sides of them for the most part. So pretty much everything's slick. Maybe just go over all of it by hand. And this is going to be, since everything's new panels, this is going to be like the top of the car. Just,
yeah, of course, this is all covered up with gas tank.
oh yeah, I forgot
And
about
you got a
those.
drive shaft coming down.
Hey, so we don't need to sand down the middle?
No, you got to do all that. You need the adhesion for the paint, but there's a lot of it that will get covered up, but not. I mean, like down in here, where the springs like this.
Yeah, I already sanded all that.
No, but that gets bracketed. You'll never see that again. But you need a good adhesion for the paint.
Yes.
Yep.
So, I'm not going to film doing all the insides. At least this side, you could see some of what we're doing. But yeah, hit it with the DA on 320. And he's been using 220 and 320 depending on, like, to get all the little... See, I can't get in there.
No, I don't.
So all that still needs to be done. And I might do some more touch up on some welds since we got it upside down. This frame support was kind of bent, so we took a little crescent and straightened it.
Man, might as well fix every little
Get it all done now.
ding you want to now and clean up any welds.
So the next video I do on this car will be sealing,
Sealing it.
and we'll start that painting process. Like I said, I'll do another playlist, so it's just all of that information. Oh, and by the way, what did you say this cost?
They're like $38.99 on Classic Industries. Yeah,
So yeah, this is all welded in, and you can
it's the left-hand
see.
side muffler, resonator, pan bracket, and it comes with the hardware. So for like $30,
So you must have to drill out those holes, those little dimples on yours.
probably.
But see, there's kind of crusty crap like that I want to maybe get my little belt sander and
Yeah.
really clean everything up to where everything looks super nice. I mean, all this looks pretty good, but I mean, these are all my stitch welds that I did the floor to the frame rail. Maybe I'll do a little more cleanup since it's the 11th hour. And I guess I got boogery seam seal up in all those places, but
Yeah.
maybe a little cleanup on some of it, but
Some of it you can't hurt. I can't get to it with my fingers and the pad. It won't take it off.
yeah. Well,
This, I mean, you've already cleaned up where you're putting the QA1s.
yeah, all that was
4-point.
nice. I think 4-point rear suspension, yeah,
Suspension,
something
yeah.
like that. But when people seam sealed the cars back in the day, it was blobbed everywhere. And
Oh yeah.
I've got a video on precise seam sealing that quite a few people have emailed me and said that was awesome. So get your seam sealer in the right spot so you don't have boogers like those. Ooh, I know I just had to slap my finger up in there to get those.
These are original frame rails, aren't they?
Yeah, all original
Your car
frame
was-
rails.
We thought was almost rust free except the quarters, but heck, you ended up putting a whole floor. It wasn't.
It just wasn't pristine
be what you
metal.
wanted.
So, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching the sanding affair.
Yeah.
We're done
done for the day.
Filming, sanding. Oh, we're done.
So
for
we
the
got
day.
2 fenders, 2 doors done, the insides. They're the back side that most of it gets covered up, but you want good adhesion, you want it to look great.
Yeah, and I don't know if I ever said why these are red. When I first got them, I stripped them.
Took all that black coating.
With that paint stripper that you used in the last video.
Yeah.
And it just peeled all that black stuff off. It was bare metal. I etched, you can see the green through there.
Yeah, that's that etching.
And where I sanded around the light, you can see all the green, then primer, and then paint, and then I cleared. And so all this white dust is all the clear coat we're just sanding off.
Yeah.
So
we'll
they were protected.
We'll seal it again.
I thought it was going to be done, but then with all the body work and all the overspray, I wouldn't suggest final painting the insides of your fenders when you get them. But I final painted the whole quarters. Even though there's tons of overspray in there, I'm glad it's got a perfect layer of paint.
You couldn't get to them, and the part you can't see on the wheel well.
Yeah, you can't paint this part of the inside of the rocker.
Right.
So the whole rockers were painted on the inside the day I got, well, not the day I got them, but pretty much when they were brand new.
Painted whatever was going to get hidden as much as you could.
Yep. All right, last look at the whole underside. I said earlier in the vid, if you see something that looks funky, like, where are your bump stops? Why don't you have them? Well, I'm doing QA1 suspension, so you got to take all that off.
Taken off and ground.
Yep. And boy, it looks like there's a little dent here. Let's see.
Got a little ripple there.
Yeah.
Both hole in.
Huh. And that's split.
Broken. Yeah.
I should stitch a little weld on both sides of those.
Yes, you should.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So once again, my eyes aren't as good as maybe yours on your big screen TV, and I'm too blinded by I love the car.
I don't know what that is.
I should probably take these out. The brake lines.
That's all bent out. That's metal.
That might be
Brake. No, the brakes there. Steering.
that's shifter, clutch going through there, or does that goes?
Let's see. I think that would come through one of these holes.
Yeah, that's kind of splayed out like that was
I don't know what that is.
hurt.
Kind of under the windshield washer.
But I should at least pound that back and get that as flat as I can looking. That's another good catch. So thank you.
Man, look at all the ripples from the factory.
Yeah, that's why people cut out their firewalls and put them flat. But I'm going for a pretty factory look, but I got to take out.
You got all the gas or brake line holders.
Those line clips, and there's one here too.
Yeah, because you got a bag of new ones.
Got a new bag of tricks.
Yeah, because you can't see.
I don't feel any of them along in here, so yeah. No other brake line clips.
You're not going to use these torsion bars, are you?
No, the QA1 does not use the torsion bars, so those are just going to be painted and big obelisks sitting there.
Cut them off.
Save
weight.
That's probably 2 pounds right there at least.
Probably is. I bet these are a pound a piece.
If I can't pull wheelies, I'm cutting those 2 out.
Yeah.
All right. So, email me, ClarksPlace@yahoo.com, and let me know if there's anything you see that I need to do that I haven't. I want it to be as beautiful as I can make it in Pops' garage.
That's right.
Good?
Good.
Anything else? Thanks for helping. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. All right, Pops just had to poo-poo on my parade here.
We forgot, he's got his new valance. It's all primed, but that'll be painted off the car because it won't fit on there with the rotisserie.
Correct.
But we got the trunk deck.
We got some back sides of those.
We need to finish this all off because this is going to be mounted on the car but taped off. So it's just painting the outside shell. Same with the hood.
Yeah, we got that fancy rubber back taping foam stuff.
Right.
That hopefully does good, but the whole back side of the hood needs to be done too. So.
This was your original hood, right?
Nope, you bought me a hood.
I bought you a new one.
Yeah, you did.
So you have your old hood?
Yeah, that's another one of the things that I said we could take to one of the shows coming up, either in Pennsylvania, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, or Hebron, Ohio. So
yeah, we have.
And that's a new trunk deck as well. So yeah, I have my original trunk deck that has a little dent in the back.
Yeah, we have a trunk deck.
1 or 2 trunk decks, I don't know.
Yeah, and they're pretty rust free. It's just got a ding in it.
Yeah.
Which could be fixed.
That's all for this video.
All right.
Bye-bye.